Hello, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a game called Still Alive. This is a sci-fi horror visual novel made by the same people who made Silenced the House. And this is an upcoming project. Their Kickstarter campaign is on right now. I will leave the link to that down to the description. The developers sent me a link to the demo, asked if I wanted to play this, and since I did enjoy Silence the House very much, I said hell yeah. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. The music sounds awesome, by the way. Where am I? Why is it so dark in here? It's a lot of black screen. Oh. Okay, so I cannot use space to click away from the text. Isla, is that you? Sis, don't be silly. You're sleeping. Of course it's dark in here. But if I'm sleeping, why are you here? I'm dreaming of you? Maybe. I smiled slightly, but I didn't feel my lips. You need to wake up, Mirai. You are in trouble. Did we have a fight because of Mom's pastries again? If yes, then I will give you half, but not all. I really like them. Her ringing voice echoed through the black silence. She abruptly stopped laughing, and her eyes sparkled with tears. No, that's not the point. You deceived me. What are you saying? I would never do that. It doesn't matter anymore. We'll never see each other again. Tears filled my eyes. Don't be so cruel, sister. You know that I love you. You promised to protect me and Mom, but you didn't keep your promise. Drip. Drip. Mom's blood is in your hands. You didn't save her. I could not. You are too weak. Your promise is an empty sound. It's not like that. I almost screamed. Jesus Christ, what was that? That was probably a cat climbing up her tree. Then why did you let it take me away? I hate you. Suddenly, a bright light cut through the darkness. I finally came to senses and half opened my eyes, but piercing light made me shut them at once. What happened? Where was I? Where was Isla? I needed to save my sister. Okay, your boobs look a bit funny. I wanted to lift my arm to hide my face from the freaking white light, but soon I realized that I couldn't do it. Gosh, these freaking magnetic bracelets won't allow me to move my hands. They clenched my wrists tightly like claws of a hungry robotic beast. My whole body was aching. I was motionless for too long. I found myself in a square room with iron walls. Oh, I really like the music. Good job on that again. A weak light coming from the narrow blocks in the corners of the room, and the lamp above me was so bright that it made me feel sick. What the heck? Suddenly, a heavy iron door in front of me opened with a noisy clash. A strange, fire-red-haired girl with a cup in her hand entered the room. I saw a muzzle of a laser gun from behind her back. Her bright crimson eyes blazed with commitment. The girl gave me a warm smile and came closer. Will you care for a sip of tea? Okay, that was awkward. For a moment, I lost the power of speech. Yes, please. The girl grinned like a hungry crocodile. With a swift movement, threw her drink in my face. The cup decorated the wall behind me. Extremely hot splashes of tea made me scream. I shook my head to take this infernal drink off my face. Within a second, her spiky heel pierced my thigh. Ow! You consider yourself a special guest or something, Cupcake? I don't think so. You're my prisoner now. Her long fingers grabbed my hair and pulled it. Doing really great work here. Indeed, you are a talented actress, Cupcake. But you see, I know the script better. You are not a living thing. You don't feel pain, so better open your mouth only to answer my questions. Did I make myself clear? Yes, you did. I almost tripped on words. My voice was so weak that I barely heard it myself. Afraid of me? Wow, that's a new one. Didn't think you can copy human behavioral response so realistically. Damn, you impress me, Cupcake. The girl smiled with satisfaction and shrugged her shoulders, making the gun move. Great. I think you don't want to end up deactivated, right, Machine Girl? So you better tell me what I want to hear. Everything went black. What? Machine? I'm not. You better answer me. I saw this battery thing on your back. So, are you a new model, Cupcake? Or what? I don't know what you're talking about. What did I get myself into? I didn't know who these people were. I couldn't trust them and tell about my family because I didn't want to put my sister in a greater danger once I saved her. And I would, no doubt in that. How could they see me as a robot because of this stupid battery anyway? You don't want to upset me, you know? The girl put the muzzle of her gun to my chest. Her finger froze on the trigger. She was going to shoot. This crazy girl would shoot me. I was iced with horror. My fingers nervously glanced the armrests, but I tried not to lose my mask of calmness. This place won't be my finish line. I had another race to win. The gun returned to the girl's shoulder and she looked at me. Oh, I guess that a Cupcake turns out to be a tough cookie. Oh, I'm so smart and funny. The girl grinned and undid the bracelets on my hands. This was not what I expected. Once I got rid of the iron bonds, I started to massage my aching wrists, but the girl grabbed me by the throat and looked me in the eye. Will you risk disobeying my orders? She grinned and aimed the gun in my chest once again. Push the gun away, threatened the girl. Oh, I have a timer here! Ooh, that's cool. Push the gun away. Her finger was tapping on the trigger and the situation was becoming more dangerous every second. I just couldn't let her kill me here. Who would save Isla if not me? With a abrupt movement, I took the barrel away. Then I heard a clank. Nothing happened. Wait, was this thing even loaded? Nice try, android. The girl flashed her eyes. With precise movement, the girl reloaded the blaster gun and sent a heat wave into my stomach. The blood gushed from the distorted flesh, painting the floor red. You died! What? Oh shit! Gunshot. Okay. Now, apparently this is a different type of visual novel. I didn't think I could die quite so early on. Do I even have a save? I don't have a save. Okay. Now let's try that again. Okay, here we are. She grinned and aimed the gun at my chest. Once again, let's threaten her this time. You kill me and get no information at all. And I screamed those words out. My voice was so loud that I nearly broke my eardrums. Also, I'm a save at this point. I like the visual here. Okay. Oh, there's a save. Cool. I didn't expect it from myself, but I looked like this was the best option. You've got something for me, Cupcake? Yeah, you wanna know things I know, right? During our stressful time, every piece of a puzzle can make the picture clear. For the sake of resistance. Yes, I recognized the sign on the door. The letter G for Grand, the well-known resistance group. Good that I didn't tell them about my sister. Something terrible might happen to her here, as this very group consisted of most violent criminals from Grandera prison, famous for particular savagery. So, you saw the symbols. I didn't think that machine knew about us. I told you I'm no machine. Words. You're not answering my questions. Well, you're not giving me any questions, you idiot. What do you need that battery for if you're not an android? Oh, stay quiet. Tell about the battery. Okay, let's tell about the battery. I wanted to say something. Supply, probably. I wasn't sure. But when I opened my mouth, I got slapped in the face. No. You think twice before you open your mouth. You asked me a question. This battery charges my heart. That's all I know. Mom made it to save my life after the accident. How touching. But this can't be real. No one could survive such an operation. You know what I think? I can't read minds. I think that you've made up the whole story. The bracelets on my wrists closed with a loud clank once again. You must be a spy. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. You surely know something about the girl called Emma. And now you'll tell me all about her. It won't hurt. You're not a human after all. I simply restart your system. She tapped one of the panels protruding from the armchair with a long pale finger. I heard that no machine could survive the electric impulse more than 10 times. Your core will get final error and deactivate the whole system. A human would die on phase 3, you know. But I know nothing. Who do you think you are to accuse me of connections with machines? I am the one who will kill you if you don't stop telling me shit. So do you know where the girl is? I don't understand what you're talking about. Oh, you don't? That's pitiful. Then you're completely useless to me. Looks like bringing you here was a bad idea. No, I don't have a choice. She put the muzzle to my head. Oh, goddamn! The cold metal touched my forehead. My eyes began to tear. My limbs became heavy, as if they were actually made from iron. Fear took control of my whole body. I was unable to move. Damn machines. They seem to know what the fear is. Now that's surprising. The girl stared at me with an amazement, and her finger was sliding left and right on the trigger. My whole life flashed before my eyes as I was imprisoned in this strange place, feeling the metal clutching my wrists. I remembered all the chess matches that we've had with Isla, my little sister. She was so open-hearted, so sincere in everything she did. She would definitely work out something here. She knew how to talk to people, and it would be easy for her to deal with this crazy head. The situation became very dangerous. I couldn't say a word. My tongue was out of control. All I could do was not to lose my breath and stay conscious. The girl's eyes stopped wandering around my face, and she smiled wickedly. Damn, you are so alive, you know? I feel myself like a cold-blooded murderer. It was very hard to put myself together. Somehow I managed to reincarnate my voice, but it sounded weak. It's a mistake. I don't know anything. I'm not who you think I am. She sighed. Well, mistakes happen sometimes. The girl aimed her gun at me. She almost pulled the trigger. But suddenly I heard some beeping sound. The girl moved away and tapped the headset with her fingers. Professor! While she was talking to some professor, I felt neither alive nor dead. That girl. During the whole conversation, she just didn't take her investigative eyes off of me. Actually, this girl gave me goosebumps. What was she going to do to me? What did she want with me? Why not just let me go? Isla needed me. The girl stomped her foot impatiently. I didn't plan to kill her. I swear on my father's grave. This girl scared the hell out of me. Unfortunately, I couldn't hear what the professor was saying. I only watched her nodding while listening. Suddenly, she looked right into my eyes. Then she picked out holograph. Her fingers started dancing on the touch keypad. You know what? I will find out who you really are, Cupcake. My source will reveal your true identity. She knows a lot about things like you. Wait, how could it be? There's no signal. Is it a joke? Someone was screaming in her ear so loud that even I could hear it. Trista, we're all doomed! Looked like the professor made this girl lose her temper. Not one word, you hear me? I've already realized that we are in deep shit. She was enraged. The girl hit the wall with her fist so hard that I began to fear her even more. Good news indeed. We've brought an enemy to our headquarters and we've lost contact with our most important ally who actually knew how to win this war. Damn, we're totally screwed. After the dialogue was over, the girl exploded. No, wait. This is Trisha, right? Oh, sorry, I gave her the wrong voice for a moment. Damn. How irritating. I'm not that old to man. Me? Maybe I should kill this idiot, then I could relax. Why on earth should I let you stay alive, Cupcake? We can easily hack one of the Bodybringers or some other machine. She touched the ear device again. Yunishikai, to the interrogation room at once. What do you mean you can't? Busy? I will go to your room myself and you'll regret that. I watched how she was turning into a ticking bomb, ready to explode at any moment. What do you want with me? I'm not the person you need. Why all these questions? Just let me go. Shut the hell up! And I obeyed. Didn't have much choice. Yuni, listen to me, girl. If your cherry butt doesn't appear in this room in 10 seconds, I will. And she started to argue with this Uni, and I just wondered if they were going to shoot me in the next 5 minutes or not. So I decided to take the lead while I was still sane enough. At this moment I understood that for the first time in my life I could lie, and I should. I had to do everything I could to save Ayla. Maybe I could have a chance to escape once we were outside. There must be a way to get out somehow. My voice was weak, but she heard what I just said. I know where to find this girl. I don't care what you know. Or maybe I don't believe you. By the corner of my eye, I saw a slim figure of a girl. She entered the room and shouted. But you will have to believe. I came here not for the dead body, you know? Trisha's lips twitched a bit. So you were around. Why all this complaining and laziness, Uni? I'm sick and tired of your games. Pack her in an empty block, and then I am waiting for you in my office. We have much to discuss. Trisha ran out of the room and the door closed. I was left alone with Uni now. She examined me with her sparkling eyes and seemed very interested. The girl came closer and pinched my cheeks. It must have been a terrible mistake. Uni smiled and put her finger to my lips. I became silenced. Good girl. Her voice was so gentle and calm. Your battery proves that you're not like us, so you can't make me believe that you are human. But I need to save... She smiled wryly. Listen. It was the only thing that my mother could do to save me after the accident. She was a gifted inventor. She brought me back to life. Maybe there's someone who can do such things. Maybe I even know such a person. But I'm definitely sure that it is not your mother we're talking about. The girl moved behind me and touched my back with her cold fingers. They pushed me forward and something was plugged into my charger. I felt her breath on my neck as she whispered into my ear. I'm afraid that you are very wrong about this. Machines can't have a mother or a father. Even if their bodies are human-like, they won't have any family connections. It's not like that. Oh, mother, reality, would you shut up? I didn't care if they believed me or not. I just needed to get out of here. I needed to save my sister. I wanted to shout at her and crush everything on my way, but I was totally helpless. This is insane. How can't you see that I'm alive? Check the pulse. Does the machine have it? Or scan my body. I'm sure you'll see that only the heart is mechanical. Uni smiled. She picked out a portable hologram device and tapped on the display. I'll scan your body and we'll see how true your words are. Well, Let's check out your pulse. Huh, just like I thought. Nothing unusual here. For a machine of your level, there is no difficulty in imitating a beating pulse. Now, let's have a look at your innards. Ideal synthetic flesh. Fascinating. Scanning, general analysis complete, organ dysfunction not found, all body systems stable. No problems at all, even in spite of the battery. What about tears? Nope, fake. Please help me. Even if I believe your story, Trisha won't. She will kill us both. Uni sharply plucked the cable out and uncuffed my wrists. Get up. She pushed me out of the room and we found ourselves in a corridor. Uni kept poking me in the back so I wouldn't slow down. But it wasn't easy to walk after sitting on this damn chair for hours. I felt like the Titanic, which was trying not to hit the iceberg. Yeah, I'm sure there was a ship called Titanic in the ancient history of Earth. It was quite freezing and uneasy in there. I felt a touch of the cold, wet air. I didn't want to catch a cold or something. It was too dangerous to weaken the organism when the deadly virus was at large. It would be much easier to get Insecta, which killed so many people already, and I couldn't let some stupid virus stand in my way. I wasn't walking fast enough, so Uni pushed me even harder. Different people were passing by. Among them were some armed guys wearing grand uniforms. Doors with blinking blue and yellow neon light opened and closed, letting more and more people through. They were whispering amongst each other, pointing at me. The noise kept growing. I closed my eyes. I needed to think it over and focus on the runway, but I couldn't help thinking about Isla. She knows. She could be kept in the infected zone, and even the impulse respirators were not strong enough to protect her from the virus. Maybe she was in pain. Nobody knows for sure what bringers usually do with the people they collected. Terrifying thoughts devoured my senses. In the darkness, which I immersed myself into, I suddenly felt so cold and lonely. I imagined the bright red flashes and opened my eyes. Jeez, watch it! This box is packed with deadly explosives. I stared at the box. I almost tripped. My bloody guts could be on the walls right now. Trisha would love it. The box had number written on the metallic panel. It looked like there were 100 units of S-class magnetic grenades inside. These little bastards could take your life away or save it in the battle. Yuni said something, but I was still too deep in my thoughts, so I didn't listen. I didn't know where they were leading me or what they were planning to do with me, and, of course, I didn't know how to save Isla. But what could I do? I couldn't save even myself. That thought shook me up and I looked around. For now, I had to help myself first and get the whole hell out of here. Maybe it was time for action. I looked at the iron walls. Nothing useful there, just a sparkling and twinkling of lightning panels. I didn't know what to do. I was standing in front of the wall of obscurity. Uncertainty, always scared me. I was scared. You should be brave, Mirai, just like then. That day we were playing together, my sister and I. Danger, danger, danger. It was fun to throw out bright pink ball to each other. But then bullies came. They took away our ball and wouldn't give it back. They just didn't know who they were messing with. I hit one of the boys in the jaw and almost broke the other boy's arm. They got mad and threw our ball beyond the line. Bleak street, red holographic line with the word danger glowing in the haze, the border between our world and the world of monsters. Tremor in my knees. I would never forget that moment. I wasn't even more scared. As soon as I crossed the line, immediately the sirens went off. Once I found myself beyond the line, I saw strange silhouettes. It seemed to me that something was moving in the darkness. For a moment, I saw a tentacle blinking in the red light. Seizing the ball, I ran back to my sister. You are very brave, sis. I nodded, trying to stop shaking, and hugged my sister. Yes, I am brave. Totally brave. The line was a safety sign to us, all of us, because its echo waves broke the movement system of the mechanic monsters, and for the iron beasts, it meant death. That day I saw one of them, but I would never think that we could see another one again. And now, I had to get out of here at any cost. If only I knew where the exit was. Who was I trying to fool? It was not going to work. They would lock me in some cube-like room, and when they realized that I didn't actually know anything, they would kill me. The girl led me to a door. Its iron shutters opened, and behind it I saw only dark emptiness. Suddenly I heard a loud beeping and then a mechanical clang. The door was closed and a hologram appeared on its panel. How strange! Yuni came closer to the hologram and attached her palm into the blue interface. Greetings, Yuni Shikai. The number of the closest transportation block. GG. Yuni hit the panel hologram with her tiny fist. AGL 65. Nice. The door opened once again and the girl pushed me into the room with white walls. Have fun! The door disappeared at once. It was like it wasn't there in the first place. The bright white light was hurting my eyes, and it's also very hard to read now that the text is white and the background is white. But soon I got used to it and started to inspect my new place of imprisonment. I was searching for levers, buttons, panels, anything that could open the door, which was hidden somewhere within the walls. The proof of its existence would help me to calm down a little bit, but there wasn't any sign of the door. After I walked around the room like hundreds of times, I fell on the floor. I was so exhausted. I didn't know how long I was there. Minutes, hours, days? My perception of reality was broken apart. All events turned into one white line of existence. This white room was all I had. It was all that I could ever have. My thoughts and feelings were trapped in a cage. I couldn't see anything beyond this white insanity color. It was all around me, beneath me, above me. I was like in a white box. These thoughts scared me. I looked up and down. It was all white. All damn white. It was just insane. It occurred to me that if I continue constantly looking around like this, I would probably lose my mind on the white meadows of madness. I knew what I should do. I would count seconds until something happened. Maybe they would release me. It looked like it was close to 1,000 seconds. I couldn't be more specific because my mind was a mess and I lost the connection with time. It was okay. You shouldn't panic, Mirai. It wouldn't help at all. Maybe I just had to think it over. The Resistance wanted information, so they would come to get it, wouldn't they? Well, probably. They might come for me. But what if that unstable red-haired girl made up her mind just to kill me? Suddenly, I heard a sound behind me. I turned around to see a bouncing ball, and somehow I recognized it. Why was it there anyway? Was I going nuts? Its usual vivid pink was washed away by the white color of the room. That was strange, but I still couldn't understand how I missed it. I literally searched every inch of this room. Was my perception deceiving? Before I had another question, it vanished like it was never there. Ayla, now I remembered her. We used to play with this ball together when Mom wasn't home. This white light didn't let me think clearly and it made me forget things, but my consciousness was still fighting it. I took Ayla's present from my bosom and looked at it. Ayla, I hope it won't be too late. I clenched the star pendant in my hand. I kept gripping my fist till the pain pierced my mind. Ouch. It was a shallow cut, but my finger started bleeding. A drop of blood fell on the white floor and I gazed the scarlet splash, hypnotized. I clenched my finger to get more blood. What am I doing? I'm totally insane. But that's better. I need to get more blood. I need to paint this wild white with something. Oh, that really hurts. The next drop was more massive. I couldn't make myself stop. The scarlet waterfall of pain. Ayla. Needed to save Ayla. I still remembered her. Still. And now I could remember her like never before. The white light couldn't reach my head anymore. I had beaten its dark force. I wouldn't go insane. I needed to draw with my blood. I needed to gaze at the red spot, not to forget who I was, to see my red soul. Suddenly, the lights went out. All turned black. Do you really think that you have won? I couldn't say where the voice came from, and I didn't recognize it. Huh? The white light came again. I couldn't believe my eyes and was even scared to look. Fair strands of hair were hanging down to the floor. There was a girl in the corner, her face buried in the wall. She was crying slightly. Isla? My own voice made me shake. Isla? What was she doing here? I rubbed my eyes. It was for real. It was her. My little sister was sitting there, face to the wall. She was wearing her light-colored blouse, only it was a bit torn. Yes, it was my sister, but her hair seemed to lose its color. The white room made the girl bleach. It made her almost colorless. I tried not to look at her. No, she couldn't be real. I could not remember the actual color of her clothes. And I could not remember her face. I backed away from the wall. Of course you can't remember. You can't fight the white light, no matter how hard you try. The girl in the corner started twitching. Sis, I'm so cold. Can I come closer to you? I was about to make a step towards her, but suddenly stopped. It wasn't her. It wasn't my sister. Mirai, I'm begging you. I'm in pain. Her voice froze my innards and pierced my heart like an icicle. I was depressed and scared at the same time, but still, it couldn't be her. I might have forgotten her looks, but I still could recognize her. I started to back away, looking aside. I had to keep myself together. I think I could help you a little.
Oh, okay, that's disturbing. That was really disturbing.
Remember her face? What was that damn thing? My heart nearly stopped. All became dark again. I was still shivering when I heard the mechanical sounds. I felt that the floor started to descend. It was dark all around me and I closed my eyes. I didn't want to know what was behind these mechanical grinding sounds, as if some huge iron blades were ripping the silence apart. The floor under my feet was trembling. It looked like I was speeding. I lifted my head and saw that the room where I was kept was lit again. I looked up to see a little patch of light that was drowning in darkness. I was falling into unknown. Would I ever see the light again? Would I be able to help Isla? Suddenly, this elevator-like room clanked and creaked with such noise as if huge cyber arms were going to rip it to pieces. The moving platform finally stopped and I found myself in a place with bleak lights. I carefully stepped off the platform. There were pipes and a small hatch on the wall. I realized I was in some canalization block. I don't know how to pronounce that word. And that meant there had to be a way out. I saw a huge hole in the wall in front of me. That should be my ticket out of here. But it looked like someone turned on the laser barrier not to let me escape. The strings of cold, wet air were coming out of it. I looked around and noticed a dead body with its half-torn head, which made me lose my breath. It was leaned on some kind of panel. Holy, what a disturbing scene. I shivered. Gosh, I had a feeling that it watched me, and behind the darkened helmet, its dry, dead lips blurred into a smile. My body froze, but just for one moment. I shouldn't hesitate. I needed to figure out something, or otherwise the dead pal would be my only company for the rest of my existence. Something killed him, and it wasn't human. I heard the gurgling of water and splash of footsteps inside the tunnel. It seemed like someone was approaching in the dark. Heck, I needed to do something, and quick. I couldn't be here by chance. Maybe Trisha just wanted to get rid of me. I clearly heard something moving in the darkness. That sound made me twitch, and I nervously looked around. Where could I hide? There was a metal ladder on the wall. Good. To the upper floor. It seemed like a good plan. But it was not. What if it was a dead end? Next option, genius. Like a caught beast in the cage, I was trapped in this dark, creepy room. Damn. When I heard the mechanical rattle, I froze. I was scared to even breathe. There was something alive, lurking in the darkness. It was breathing heavily, and this whistling sound gave me the creeps. I shivered and reflexively began to move backwards until I felt a cold wall in my back. Damn it. No, I was trapped. Oh, hello! A huge metal sword appeared from the darkness. Its sharp edges were blinking in the weak light. The blade was all in blood. Then I saw something else. A skull with long grey locks of hair. Looks like it was a girl once. The dead head decorated this enormous sword, and the sharp point of the blade stuck out of its screaming mouth. Long iron legs massively trod on the metal floor, and blinking red eyes of the monster stared at me from its torn eye sockets.
You are finally awake, sister. I missed you so much.
I tried to understand where this voice came from, though it wasn't the most important now. I had a bigger problem to deal with. A mechanical monster with a disfigured human face was coming right at me, and the head, planted on the blade, made it quite clear. I was doomed.
Yuki-chan, we are finally reunited.
I turned to the voice and saw two large speakers located on a massive extension to the wall, resembling a tower. At the very top of it there was a light in the window, and someone was waving at me. It was Uni from the interrogation room.
Hello, Mirai. Those who get here find their real purpose in life. They must help me cure my little sister.
What was she talking about? Was she out of her mind?
Very, very soon we'll be together, Yuki-chan.
Yuki-chan? This terrible monster with blades was Yuki-chan? Yuni laughed, and the head of her little sister began to twitch. A mechanical voice came out of the torn mouth of the monster. Target locked. Eliminate the enemy. I startled. My knees got weak, and the only one thought pierced my mind. I don't want to die. Blood was dripping from the monster's metal fangs, making terrible scarlet patterns on the floor. I tried to pull myself together, but it was no use. Panic completely overwhelmed me. I couldn't move. Yuki was slowly approaching me on her mechanical legs. She shook her blade hands with clenching metal sound, her blood-red eyes staring at me. I couldn't look away, just as if I was hypnotized by this terrifying gaze. She was breathing so loud, as if it was very challenging for her.
Don't die too quickly, Mirai. I need to analyze the indicators of my sister's vital functions. The thing is that only bloodlust switches on her brain activity.
Boss fight! Oh, hello! I needed to figure out something really fast. Okay. Wrench, hatch, control panel, dead man. Okay, wrench. Start with that. I spotted an object lying on the floor. It was a wrench. How could I miss it? Of course, it would help me to slay this thing. Lucky me! I could find anything. Could I find anything less useful? I should try and check the dead body to see if it had any weapon. But the wrench was almost at arm's distance from me, and if I would be able to even get to the dead body, that was another question. I decided to take the wrench. Step by step, I began to come closer to the tool gleaming in the bleak of light. I should probably save at this point. Can I save in the middle of the fight? Yes, I can. Just in case I mess this up. Suddenly, Yuki came at me at full speed, but I somehow had a chance to sidestep her blade and get the wrench. I was really lucky. I was in good shape. You've obtained a wrench. Okay, how do I use it? But could I really find use for this wrench? Oh, this is a cool image. I once again glanced at the shiny massive blade covered with blood, and the wrench in my hand seemed just a toy in such a deadly situation. Could I even block any strike? No, what a stupid idea. I needed to figure out something to survive. My eyes were wandering about the room. I saw a little hatch on the wall. Good, it might be the exit. Yeah, hatch. I need to act fast. Rush to the hatch. Come closer. Rush! I ran to the hatch and slipped on the slippery floor. There was a puddle of blood. Well, fuck it. I should have been more careful. Pain hit my ankle. I got stars in my eyes and stumbled for a moment. But it was enough for the monster to come closer to me. I could hear its mechanical sounds. I became frozen and I wouldn't dare to move a finger. It was very hard to stay conscious when I saw her massive blade over my head. Oh, hello! I screamed and I probably died. Well, shit. The monster lowered the blade down and I could see the point of her weapon with a dead head watching me with its soulless eyes full of coldness. With a slight movement, it ripped my face, pushing the blade in my screaming mouth. My lips touched the lips of the dead girl in the last kiss. And you died! Plastic surgery. Okay. Well, since I died, this is a great place to end this video. So yeah, this is a Kickstarter demo for the visual novel Still Alive, and yeah, it is very nice to see a visual novel where the stakes of the decisions are like super high. One wrong decision and that's it, you're dead. So this is an interesting concept. The link to the Kickstarter page is in the description. Check that out if this seems like something you might want to support. Also, the link to the Silence the House playthrough is down there. And I will make one more video of this at least, because I want to survive the boss fight at least and see if there's something more to this demo. But this video I will stop here. Thank you all so much for watching this. If you liked it, let me know. I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you again next time.